Welcome to The Journey. This series is going to follow me on my entrepreneurial journey of building Skeeal. I'll cover the highs and lows of founding a company, as well as general day-to-day activities and a behind-the-scenes look at the work I get done. Enjoy. Good morning. It's Sunday, a weekend update, so I'll keep this really brief. I've just finished recording the Motivation Monday for this week, so it took me a really long time to get that done. I feel like I'm really bunged up in my nose, and I kept jumbling my words. Must have been like 10 takes or something to get the video finally done, but recorded it. Just about to export the audio, so then get that edited when I get back after lunch. But yeah, right. Ciao for now. Okay, good evening. Just back from my walk and lunch with the family. So I'm gonna focus on getting tomorrow's vid edited now. Get that scheduled for the morning. And then then I'll check back in the morning, I guess. Yeah, right. See you tomorrow. Okay, good morning. So the first task on today's agenda is to plan out my weekly tasks. So I started time blocking after Jack did his short form clip on his time blocking. And it seemed to work for him, and I was looking at ways to improve my productivity, so it made sense for it to be something I would look at too. So let's start by time blocking for the week. So as you can see, I've got a perfect week calendar at the moment, so it's just everything that's pretty much set in stone. So let's add in some tasks. So time blocking and planning weekly content. Okay, and then I need to get the brand guidelines done by tomorrow, so let's add those in as well. Brunad. Okay, and we'll do some more this afternoon as well, just in case I didn't get it finished. Okay, add that in as well. Okay, that makes sense. So that's today all sorted. I'm gonna work through the rest of the week then, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think I've got the week planned out. Kind of how I'd, as a vague idea as to where I'd like it. So today is all about brand guidelines. I'll get those finished, get the mock-ups in place. I think that'll be a good start to the week. We're obviously go straight on to planning content just after this, and it looks like I'm ahead of schedule, so it should be okay. I'll get that planned out. It'll be nice and easy, and then get the brand guidelines done today, so then I can work on finishing the last bits on the website tomorrow morning. Now again, if you watched last week's video, then you'll know that the dark mode design was the one that was most popular with everyone, so that'll be the design we stick with. I think because it was so close, the long-term goal will be to add a switcher in, so you can toggle between the two. I think that makes sense. But for now, it'll launch as dark mode. So we'll get that finish the final bits on the website then tomorrow morning. Skeeal social guidelines. So kind of the tone of voice and the kind of topics that we want to cover on the the social channels for Skeeal. That's tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday morning is all about recording personal. So that's going to be obviously the Wednesday working Wednesday post that goes out on Wednesday, plus then the Motivation Monday for the 17th. I left it really late this week, as you'll have seen just before. So I recorded it on the Sunday in the morning, got it edited when I got back in the evening. And then it went out 20 minutes ago as I'm recording this. So I want to make sure I'm ahead of it for next week. So that's all going to be Wednesday morning. And then apologies again. It's the bins are getting taken out. I realise I cut my apology out of last week's video, and Jack messaged me about it. So I apologise for the noise. I apologise for cutting out the apology. Apologies. Okay. So then Wednesday afternoon is then the Skeeal content strategy. So that's going to be kind of the goals that we aim to achieve with the socials and the campaigns we run with that. So that's all that. Thursday morning then social templates. So that's just getting everything to look on brand. So getting some Instagram templates, as well as getting the channels all unified with the branding properly. So that's all Thursday. I live next to a pub. What do you expect? We say we need a studio. So if there's any multi-millionaires out there that want to just give us some money to buy a studio, so we don't have to worry about noise like that, then give us a holler. Thursday's all social templates, so all getting those in place. Friday then, so personal brand guidelines. So that is pretty much the same as Thursday, but personal. So getting the chapters that I've got in my long form in this, getting that all unified. I noticed last week when I was doing it that it obviously I've got a colour palette for it, and I'll show you on Friday, but I didn't really put much texture to it. It was very rushed. I think I like the format, but doing it day by day, but there's still some tweaks to make. So that's the plan. As long as you're improving, it doesn't matter where you were before. So that's Friday morning, and then to get the intro outro music, I've got some ideas as to what to do, but Friday morning to get some tunes playing, and to really refine those. And then Friday afternoon is editing this video. So again, I want to make sure that's all done, ready for then Saturday, and I'll get another trailer video out before my dinner on Friday, so that then and I think it worked. I was a bit late last weekend. I didn't upload it to YouTube in time for it to go live for 6. I think it was 7:30 by the time it actually went live. But I think that's the plan, is to get it, if I can get it edited ready here, then I can have it ready on YouTube, ready to just launch at 6. I can do a premiere on that at 6, so it'd be good. And then I get a weekend off. So I think that is the plan. Again, it's all subject to change. I don't really stick to the time blockings as a really strict rule, but they're there, so I have an idea as to what I'm getting up to, so I don't just end up doing nothing. Stay productive. Right, Okay, on to planning weekly content. So let's give this a tick. Well done. I'm going to cut this so I can open up the other page now, I guess, right? See you in un momento. Okay, content planning. So you've seen the content calendar, so I don't really need to show you too much into this now. If you didn't, then check out last week's video. So Motivation Monday went out 40 minutes ago as I'm recording this. It was all about overthinking and how we often let other people judge us, but the only person who has a right to judge us is ourselves. So let us know your thoughts on that. Hope you enjoyed. Working Wednesday then all about the brand guidelines, because I want to get some feedback on that, make sure the community match with what we say the brand guidelines mean, make sure that you guys can put two and two together to make sure it makes sense. And then Friday, all about long form trailers again. So that will be a lowdown of whatever I got up to this week. I actually quite like the format that I ended up doing last Friday. Was just off the cuff, just speaking through what I did for the week. So maybe I'll do something similar. Certainly in these early days, as there's nothing really interesting happening in week, so maybe that's what I'll do. And then Saturday, get the vlog up, so 6 o'clock hopefully. Well, you'll know if this isn't up at 6, but hopefully it is. And that is again just this week's content. I'm not doing anything for Skeeal at the moment, so it is just personal stuff, but we'll get there. So maybe next week. I say I've got a lot of social planning this week for Skeeal, so maybe we'll get into that strategy. I think at the moment the plan is to get it up for April though. Is to start going live on socials for April. So we shall see. But for now, on to brand guidelines. Okay, so Skeeal brand identity, and get this finished today. So what I'll do is I'm gonna finish off the color and typography bits and the brand in action bits, and then I think I'm gonna catch up with you then once I'm doing the mock-ups. I think makes sense, and then we'll talk through the whole thing, so I can then get your feedback on it. I think that makes sense. Right, see you in a bit. Hello, good evening. So I have pretty much finished all of the brand guidelines. It is just the mock-ups still to do, but obviously didn't get to do them today, so that will be tomorrow morning, and then I'll talk you through the full guidelines once those are in place. Yeah, wasn't really struggling with the getting the brand guidelines finished. It was just a bit of a slow afternoon really. Yeah, I had a phone call with Jack just before lunch, and then we went for a walk this afternoon. So, and then yeah, when I got back, just slow to start again, but it's all good. Got most of it done anyway. So it's just the mock-ups to finish. So yeah, I guess I'll see you in the morning. Ciao for now. Okay, good morning. So I have just finished off getting the brand guidelines into a place where it's now just getting in the mock-ups. So we've got all the sections filled. So it's now just getting all 37 mock-ups put in to really bring the brand to life. I'm gonna work through getting some mock-ups drawn up, and then yeah, we'll check back in and go through the full presentation. Okay, good evening. I have managed to do 8 of the mock-ups that I needed to do today. It's actually been quite hard to find mock-up templates that I feel like fit the vibe that we're going for. So I've got a few. We've got a quite a large stationery pack that I'm gonna cut down for some of the others. I think that'll work. But you know, working my way through it. So I'm gonna keep going through until I get them done. I say I've missed out then this afternoon on doing the social bits, the social guidelines for Skeeal, but that I shall have to just push back into the week. I'm sure I'll find space for it. It's fine. Same with finishing the website, but again, it's no stress. Is what it is. So I'm gonna keep working through these, and then I shall have to talk you through it in the morning or at some point tomorrow once I'm done. Right, ciao for now. Okay, good morning. So putting branding on pause for a second so I can focus on getting personal vids planned, recorded and edited. So 2 personal vids to plan. Well, I said personal vids, personal channel vids. Work on Wednesday, so that's Skeeal focused. I'm thinking that's going to be on branding, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. So focus on branding. I guess I'll just once I'm done with that, I'll figure it out. And then next week's Motivation Monday. So again, last week I left this to the Sunday. I left it very last minute, and because of that, I hadn't memorized the script or anything. So it was you can see I was reading off the iPad, and it just felt. I really enjoyed the message, but it for me it felt rushed. So this week, get it done early. So it's Wednesday. Get it scripted. Get it ready. So if I need to retake it, I can. So all it starts with a hook, and then you just start from there. So it goes for a few revisions. Again, with it all being motivation focused at the moment, they want to be kind of catchy and kind of things that most people are struggling with, really, isn't it? So for this week's one, at the moment I've got the hook as, ever feel like everyone else is ahead of you, like you're stuck while they're sprinting. I feel like that's a solid hook. I think it works. I think it catches people's attention. And then just a really short. The Motivation Mondays are kind of like a 45-second kind of post. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna refine that, and that'll work. Get that recorded, and then get something branding focused then for today, and get that up probably around lunchtime, by the time I've had my coffee and got that sorted. But we'll see. Ciao for now. Okay, I've got the script pretty much finished now. I think I'm happy with where it's at, with the length and everything. So I'm gonna see how many takes it takes to get this done. Get this recorded, get this edited, so I can schedule that for Monday, and then finish off the branding, and get a video done for that as well. So let's do that. Okay, well, that took a fair few takes actually, but we got it done, we got it recorded. So now it's just to edit it. It's actually quite easy. I'm just gonna sync up the two audio sources from the camera and then from the mic. Get that trimmed in or cropped into the 16:9 ratio, and stick the end credit thing on it. So that's it. Then back to the brand guidelines, get that done, and then record the work on Wednesday. All right, back soon. Good evening. Okay, so most of the plans have gone out the window today. Just been focusing on getting these mock-ups done. Again, they're still taking a bit more time than I'd originally planned, partly just because I'm not fully focused on it, but also just because, because it's difficult finding ones that match the vibe. But I think I'm over halfway done now, so just a few more to go. Mostly just vertical ones, which are the hardest because I just end up duplicating a lot of stuff. But we'll get there. I'm gonna keep cracking on with this, and then yeah, we'll see. All right, see you tomorrow. Good morning. So looking at the Skeeal content guidelines and the content strategy this morning. So putting the brand mock-ups on hold for a second. We'll probably look at them later this evening, get the last few sorted. But the guidelines, so that's just kind of the tone of voice for the social posts. I think that's kind of where I'm aiming for that. So get a document drawn up for that, so that later down the line, when it's not just me doing the socials, everything's just on the same page. It doesn't feel like it changes much. So that's the plan for that. Content strategy then is kind of the goals that we aim to achieve from the content. So I think that should be nice and easy. Get a few pillars drawn up as to what type of content, and then we'll go from there. So I will check in once I've got a bit more down for the content guidelines, or maybe once I've done both of them, and we'll talk through it. Right. Okay, I think I've got the guidelines pretty much drafted now. I've got kind of 10 core chapters that I think are worth having some content for. So now that I've done them, I suppose it's doing the same thing I did for the brand presentation, and it's copying all of that into a document where we can present it in a better format than just on my notes folder. So yeah, it covers everything from tone of voice and messaging, key visual elements, content structure and formatting, posting and engagement strategy, brand values in content, good and bad content examples, collaborations and partnerships, target audience, crisis management and PR, and brand assets. I think at the 10, and then they all have kind of subsections to them, which will all come through with getting the presentation done, which I think is then going to be upon this afternoon. So again, another change, moving the social templates. Oh gosh, sorry, I didn't have any coffee this morning. Moving the social templates then from this afternoon into this evening, getting the guidelines started, because tomorrow is all personal stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a productive day, and I know I'm going to stick to my schedule on tomorrow because it's getting this video edited, and that's a priority. I want to make sure that's done. So yeah, we'll see. Right, lunch, walk, back to it. Okay, so I've managed to do the first chapter of the presentation. I've got, so tone of voice and messaging done. And I've done the header card for key visual elements. It is a lot more wordy, this one, or at least the start is. I think as soon as I get into it, there'll be some more graphical slides. But just gonna keep cracking on. I say I think this is gonna help me for when I do the socials, to have a unique message, unique tone and message for Skeeal, so it doesn't just feel like an extension of my personal accounts. But then for later down the line, and it allows me to just keep it updated as well. A place for, I guess, to just record thoughts on best practices for socials, which then will benefit anyone that reads it then, hopefully. So it's all just one big learning experience. So yeah, fun stuff. Right, gonna keep cracking on, and then gonna grab some food. I don't think I'm gonna finish tonight, but we'll make some good progress. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, good morning. So another project put on hold. So we're putting the content guidelines on hold to focus on the personal guidelines, I guess. I just thought of a unique visual for this video, and any other kind of personal vids that I put out. I think I want them to all look cohesive. And when I was doing the edit for last week's vid, I found that I didn't really have time to focus on getting a unique look in that slot as well. So that's what this is about, is getting some key graphics and all put together to make it all look the same. So I will get started on that and then check in once I've got a bit more to it. Okay, I've made some small improvements. So I started with just the title card. So this was the last week's one, so kind of really basic. I've just added some overlays on the background, just to add a bit of texture to them, which I think just adds a bit of depth to the image. And then add some transitions then in for kind of paper rip transitions between the scenes, which you will see in this video, because I haven't edited it yet, so I can't show you any transitions. But I think that's the plan. Do a few of them. I think that can then kind of start to bring together kind of a more I guess rugged look to these vids. But we'll see. I'm gonna finish up getting some more progress done, and then on to getting the jingle sorted. Right, I'll check back in shortly. Good afternoon. So I'm just editing the video now. So I just started inputting all the clips. I don't know why I did that. Funny. But yeah. So I'm gonna get this edited, and then I will record my trailer vid once it's all recorded, so I know what I'm gonna say. But it's a new fresh look. I hope you've enjoyed. It's very subtle. It's giving minimalist. We'll see. We'll continue to update, continue to change. But yeah. That's it for now. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. It's going to go in the vid. So this will be, I'm saying it now, you'll have watched this, well, you might not have watched it at 6, but it'll be available for 6 tomorrow. So, whenever you're watching this, I hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to start the outro now. Let me know your thoughts on how the vids are. I'm aware this is probably going to be a longer one as well, because when I originally envisioned doing this, I thought these were going to be like 10-15 minute vids, and then last week's one was almost half an hour. This week's one is I'm going to say probably going to be close as well, especially if I keep waffling now, but we'll trim it down maybe. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll do 2 vids. I'll record 2 vids at the same time. So I'll do one for just scheduling and kind of vlog style, and then I'll do a separate vid each week for actually like one task that I've done. Maybe that'll be a way to reduce the waffle inside the shorter vids, but we'll see, you know. Who knows indeed. Anywho, I say I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, give a like, give a subscribe. Follow me on socials too, if that's not where you've come from, but if it is, then go and like me, comment me content over there. Show me some love. Right, I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.